You are now entering Nyghtstorm Nation.
All I have to say is this.
Tell the people.
If you are one of those people
Divorce.
that have been put down all of your life,
Infidelity.
beat up and trapped in a pit of woe,
Depression.
it is time for you to stand up with the Nyghtstorm Nation, because we aren't going anywhere. I'm YG Nyghtstorm, the man not afraid to be transparent as I help real people with real issues. And my co-host is my queen, my stunningly beautiful, gorgeous wife. Ooh, baby.
Good morning, ATL and everyone else all over the world. This is Toby George Nyghtstorm, the woman not afraid to tell the truth about how things really are. And this is Nyghtstorm Radio. Radio gone real because we are you.
Yeah, now if you're in the ATL Nyghtstorm Nation, feel free to call in at 443-558-8699. And to all the Nyghtstorm Nation members around the country, call in at 1-866-923-2860. Now, you can find out more about us.
Me and you?
Yeah, me and you, shout it. The Nyghtstorms at nyghtstorm.com. That's NYGHTSTORM.com. And you can also listen to our show from the radio page on the Talk Radio page from the website as well. And you're also listening to Love 860 AM. And you can also find us at love860.com. Am I right, my queen?
That's absolutely right, my king. And all you smartphone owners out there, please remember, you can go to your store where you get your apps from and download for free iHeartRadio, Tunein Radio, iRadionow, and you can go to the Talk Radio section, find WAEC, love860.com, and listen to us wherever you are, anywhere in the world. But guess what, Nyghtstorm Nation? We have something brand new and exciting for you this morning.
What is it, my queen?
Not only can you listen to us.
Not only listen.
Hear this deep, mellow voice of YG Nyghtstorm. And that is me. Toby, but you can now see us.
Yeah.
Everybody that's by your computer, everyone that's got your smartphone that you can get on the internet, go to love860.com right now.
Yeah.
I'll give you a minute. Do, 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 do. All right, so while you're tuned in to Love 860, go to the website, click Watch Now, and when you click that button, guess what?
What?
You can see us live right here. Hi! Nyghtstorm TV has debuted.
Y'all gonna see me
right
posing
here.
and shaking my booty on the camera.
Yeah, YG is up out of his seat, shaking his ample behind.
My large assets.
So that you can see us in the studio. Hi, Nyghtstorm Nation. We are now right here with you, in your face, live and in living color. We are here not only to hear, but to see.
Man, you know it's a beautiful thing when people see, because they see what I see every single morning. The most beautiful woman to ever grace God's green earth.
Oh, I thought you were about to tell them about all the time you spent in the mirror before we leave.
Who, me?
Yeah,
you
the most beautiful thing that you...
My queen.
I just
anyway, we got
a primping and prepping that you... I was just...
Anyway, it's so much stuff going on in the world where besides me primping in the mirror. So what's on tap for the day, sweetheart?
All right, well, today we are going to be talking about entrepreneurship. But being the Nyghtstorms, as we are, we cannot just talk about the same old but entrepreneur, start your own business, blah, blah, blah. You know, there's a different spin to this. We're going to talk about it with our youth. They are coming up. They are doing their thing. You know, the usual focus is on the adults and the people that's out there, and they've already got established. But our young people, I'm reading more and more articles about kids, people 12, 15, 16, 17 years old with multi-million-dollar companies. Ooh. What were you doing at 15 years old, aside from waiting on getting your learner's permit or, driver's license coming up, or, I can't wait to be 18 so I can graduate and get the heck out of here because I'm tired of hearing what they have to say as far as mom and dad goes. Who was sitting around thinking about how to have a multi-million-dollar company in our generation?
Well, I'll tell you this, now this wasn't me per se, but other dudes around me when we were 15 to 16 years old, I would say they were thinking about girls, girls and more girls.
And how to get those girls.
How to get those girls and how to be the man in front of everybody else. But you know me, my queen. Of course I wasn't thinking about girls. I was thinking I need to become a success. So later on in life, when I attract the queen, I can be able to take care of her. See, I was so far ahead of the curve, baby.
Oh, that's wow.
You know, and I was trying to tell them they need to step up to my level of BS, right?
Okay.
Because I wasn't really thinking about that.
I am so glad that you take ownership for your BS.
I take complete ownership of my stupidity, but being a real teenager and just thinking about other stuff. But these teenagers are raising the bar. This is the mark of the 21st century, ladies and gentlemen.
It is. And it's not just the teens. It's people, the mark of people under 30. Is so amazing. Under 35 and 30. And we're going to be talking about that. And also, a little later on, we have a guest that's coming to our show who's going to be talking about the movement of getting more women out. Now, we know in Atlanta, in the ATL,
man.
You know, it's like Beyonce's song, We Run the World.
Man,
you guys just come along for the ride.
Now, hold on.
And, you know, we're making
queen,
the decisions and we're doing the thing we do.
My queen, now, hold on. Now, I feel like I'm trapped in a Wonder Woman episode. When the guys were on the island of Themyscira, okay, with the Amazon.
Notice that says mascara, but keep going.
It's for Themyscira, okay, and they were saying, you know, the only thing that you guys are good for is to make more of us. Okay, now as a man and brothers, I'm gonna stand up for us when I say women rule the world, dog.
He sounds smart. Oh, my goodness. Oh, and another thing, Nyghtstorm Nation out there, I hope by now we have given you enough time to get to your computer, because I'm looking directly in the camera right now. I see you looking at me, looking at you. And I want to tell you guys that if you call in to Nyghtstorm Radio at 404-355-8699 right here locally in the ATL, or if you decide all over the country to pick up the phone and call us at 866-923-2860. Yes, and if you're looking at me on the camera, I'm looking to the side to make sure I get the number right. We have it posted for old folks like us. They have those senior moments. But
you ain't old, baby. You like that fine wine. You just right.
We have tickets here for a family 4-pack to Lake Winnipesaukee. For Halloween, they're doing Lake Winnipesaukee because we're going to spook you.
Spook you.
Yeah, that's Winnipesaukee.
Spook
And if you call in and say, hey, guys, I see you. I'm looking at your faces and tripping out on y'all. Then we will give you this 4-pack. You're going to have a drawing for everybody that calls in and say, we're watching you. We see you live. I want those tickets. This is an amazing amusement park. You know, everybody think of the big time amusement parks, Six Flags and Magic Mountain and Disney World. But we took the family here a couple of weekends ago. This is in Tennessee, actually. And we went up there and we decided, well, hey, while we're here, let's go to Ruby Falls. Let's go to Rock City. And then let's finish up the day at the amusement park. Oh, my gosh. We had so much fun at this amusement park. And no, it ain't a Six Flags. It's not the big old corporate
It ain't meant to
thing.
be. It ain't meant to be.
It's family owned and ran. And we just had an amazing time. In fact, if you follow us on Facebook at Nyghtstorm Radio and Twitter at Nyghtstorm Radio, you will see this wonderful video that my husband posted, that YG posted, when he's up on the little carriage thingy over the lake. It expands over the lake at the park, and just taking in the rides.
It's called Wisdom Under the Night Sky.
Yes, it is. And we had so much fun. We had just about all of our children there, because one of them had to work.
Yeah, he had a job, man. He had responsibilities.
We understand that need to be a man and work, but everyone else had a great time. We have the pictures. We have a great video of us beating up YG on the bumper cars.
Man, everybody ran over me.
We had to target him on the bumper cars, but great fun. If you didn't see it on Facebook, please go to Nyghtstorm.com. That's NYGHTSTORM.com. The video is there, and you will have just as much fun, if not more, with your family. It's great.
All right, now speaking of family stuff and getting back to the topic of the day, because, you know, you were saying something that really, really piqued my interest, and I had to go back and check on. More of the top colleges in the country, baby. You know, and I'm going to make sure I read this right, because I made some notes on it, are raising their requirements for entrance exams, you know, from the SAT.
Right.
and the ACT scores. Their GPA's got to be higher. Right. And not even looking at the courses that some of these young folks are taking during their high school careers. And they are also looking at how all of these things kind of make the right kind of applicant for their school, because they're looking for more than just what they were looking for when we was coming up. Yes. You know, they're looking at more like AP classes these kids are taking and what will make an incredible future entrepreneur. That's what these colleges are starting to look at, right?
That is so true. And you know, our own, the reason we love to talk to you about stuff like this, because we always try to find stuff that affects us. That way we know we are you. As we say here at Nyghtstorm Radio, we are you, because we go through all the things that we've been through, and it hit home for us with this college, you know, requirements, because our youngest son, Tunein, he's a junior now in high school, and for years he's been wearing the UGA apparel.
All
the
day long,
T-shirts,
Bulldogs,
the hats,
all day.
the hoodies. He's all the little lanyards for your keys and stuff.
Yes.
And so now he's a junior. We're like, okay, you want to go to this school so bad. You've been panting over it, drooling over it since your freshman year of high school.
Yes.
Let's call this school and see what they require for you to get in. Boy, you talk about somebody's face going, what?
He said, what?
I know, right?
What?
They want a certain GPA. They want his SAT scores to be within a certain number. They want as many AP classes as he can possibly muster, because they said out of their own mouths, we are looking at the people that challenge themselves. And once they got into these classes, they excelled in it. And those are the people that we want at UGA. It's not just about our football team. As great as the football team is,
which is awesome,
they are down with this academics. The bar is high, and I mean, a lot of people are intimidated. They don't even want to apply to like UGA and colleges that's on that standard, because they're not used to having to look for, perform at that level.
Yeah, but you saw something real interesting online. It was an article that you saw, okay, which really, really emphasizes what we're saying today. And you as far as some exceptional young people creating their own opportunities by becoming entrepreneurs. Am I right, baby? Because that was deep, man.
Well, I mean, we were raised, go to school, get good grades, go to college, and get a job.
And
that's
work
right.
for somebody else.
That's exactly. But that trend,
and hope that they see you.
That's true. You want to go. You want to take that entry-level position, get that fresh off the press degree that you just walked across the stage and got, and take it to this place for an entry-level job, and hopefully work your way up to that nice corner office with the view. Hopefully. Over some time. They even have this commercial that they've been airing with the script. Have you seen it? That life script. And it's like, okay, I want you to work this weekend. Oh, yeah, whatever you need. I'm sure at Nyghtstorm Nation, you sure are probably aware of this commercial, but it's saying this is the script, this is the status quo, and
your
at the
life
end,
script.
Exactly. But they want to get off the script with the lady coming to pick him up and put him in the car and say, hey, this isn't what we were talking about or how it was supposed to go.
Yeah.
But Generation Y and the
millennials, man.
These babies are looking at us like, what the heck are you talking about? Why do I have to spend my time working for you, hoping you see me, when I could just as well take this degree and walk my happy butt over here, because I don't have bad credit. I haven't done anything to get bad credit yet. And, get a loan from a bank and start my own thing. Google. Yeah. Our station manager, Greg, who just loves interacting with us, but he was telling us Google was started in the garage of people, and now Google is going to be around forever.
And Microsoft. These things that are trending, and more youth under the age of 35, they're using their skills to become entrepreneurs. Yes, they are.
And it is just amazing to me every time I pick up a paper. And I was reading this article, and one of these articles is coming from this paper called the, what is it? I'm losing my place here. The Tribune, okay? And there's a writer there, and It's not Tribune. It's called the Telegraph.
The Telegraph. That's over in Europe.
Right. That's over in Europe. It's in British.
Those are our British cousins.
You know, the
hi,
ones,
fellas. Hi, ladies
he
and
wants
gents.
to take your accent, but he's
my British accent is very
struggling
good.
with it. And
Jared, our producer, is still shaking his head.
He's struggling
Jared,
with it.
Now, doggone it, young man.
I don't know. Should I have even brought this article up from Britain?
Because it's British, like me and my dreams.
All right. Well,
go ahead, my queen.
We're not only taking notice of this here in America, which is what I was trying to say,
America.
but over across the pond in Britain, the newspaper, the Telegraph, there is a young lady who wrote an article. Her name is Rebecca Byrne Collender.
Byrne Collender.
That's right. And she is the enterprise editor for the paper. And her article stated that more young entrepreneurs launch startups in the wake of the recession. It's happening more and more. And the number of people under 35 starting businesses has risen by more than 70%.
Wow.
And that is just since 2006.
Wait a minute, hold on. Now, this is from 2006. It has risen more than 70%.
70. Okay. So a lot of people found themselves when the recession started, because the recession wasn't just here in America. It was all over the world.
Worldwide, yeah.
The stock markets were crashing everywhere, and people were losing jobs, being laid off everywhere. So a lot of people came with the idea of, I'm going to have to work for myself and make something happen.
They didn't have a choice.
That's right. And it caught on like wildfire at 70%. And now a new report compared pre-recession company formation rates in 2006 to the latest statistics in 2013. And it shows a marked increase over all the age groups, but especially our young people under the age of 35. They had the steepest increase in activity. Get this, YG. In 2006, there were 145,104 companies formed and founded by young people.
Okay.
But in 2013, it went from 145,000 to 247,049. Just over there.
Wait a minute.
Just in Europe. So just imagine worldwide.
Wait a minute. Now, hold on, my queen. Now, you trying to tell me that these Generation Y folks and these millennials are not so caught up in their ways, like, unfortunately, you know, they say us, Generation X and on back, we old. And we stuck in our ways, and we are so stuck.
And we need to get with the program.
Yeah, we need to get with the program because we're still stuck in the philosophy of the 20th century.
Exactly.
Okay, well, guess what? It ain't the 20th century anymore. We are almost in the 2015, so we are 15 years removed from the 20th century. So it is time for us to catch up,
and these
or we'll get left behind.
Exactly, and these numbers are coming from the new millennium, since 2000. This isn't something coming from 1990 to 1993 to 2013.
Yeah, because this is like a direct response after the .com booms of the early 21st century. And if you guys remember when the .coms came up good and they sold these companies, these were young folks selling these companies, becoming the brand new super millionaires and the billionaires. And the trend is continuing of the entrepreneurial spirit in these young folks who saying, Mama, Dad, I appreciate you telling me I need to get me a good job at a good company so I can take care of myself, but I am willing to take a risk and invest in myself. I'm going to get the education that you tell me to, but instead of making other folks wealthier, I need to focus on making me rich and actually help my community by building my own brand, my own company, and actually getting out here and doing it. Ain't my right, my queen?
Exactly. That is absolutely right. And we're about to go on a break. But when we come back for a break, there is a college. We had a very interesting Nightstorm letter, and it was a very simple letter, but she wanted to bring our attention to the fact that now colleges are taking note to the entrepreneurial spirit of these young people. So,
well, YG Nightstorm, that is me, and Toby George Nightstorm, that is the queen, and you listening to Nyghtstorm Radio right here on Love 860 AM WAEC, Atlanta's inspirational talk radio station. Come back and check out how you can get ahead in the 21st century. We'll be back. You ever been so depressed to where you want to hurt yourself because life has been unkind, unfair, and unforgivable? Folks done hurt you and thrown you away? Yeah, I know, because I was there too. Until I read this book by NYGHTSTORM called All Action No Talk. This dude has been there, man. He understands us. He was homeless, abused as a child, abandoned by his dad, and even his oldest son passed away. I'm encouraged because if this dude can make it, so can I, and so can you. So check it out at Nyghtstorm.com, NYGHTSTORM, and know that you have the strength to change your life despite adversity, like him, like me, like you. Hey, you, guy or gal that's listening, are you enjoying the night storms? Good! If you want the 411 on me, YG Nightstorm,
and me, Toby George Nightstorm, aka Lady Nightstorm, visit Nyghtstorm.com. That's NYGHTSTORM.com. Check out our informative blogs, videos, and see what Nyghtstorm Nation is doing to benefit the community. You can also follow us on Twitter and Facebook.
Thanks again for listening to the Night Storms on Nyghtstorm Radio every Thursday at 11 a.m. to noon on Love 860 a.m. Atlanta's inspirational station. We are you.
Hi everyone, it's me, Lady Nightstorm, and have I got news for you. Want to know how to keep up with us and what we're doing in the community? It's easy. Just like us on Facebook at Nyghtstorm Radio. Follow us on Twitter at Nyghtstorm Radio and become part of the Nyghtstorm Nation mailing list at Nyghtstorm.com. That's NYGHTSTORM. Keep up with all our promotions, contests, and latest happenings. Nyghtstorm Radio. We are you.
You are now rocking with the Night Storms on Atlanta's inspirational station, Love 860 AM WAEC. Now back to the show.
Welcome back to Nyghtstorm Radio. We are talking about entrepreneurship with our youth. And if you would like to call in and be a part of the conversation, you can reach us at 404-355-8699 right here in Atlanta. At 1-866-923-2860 anywhere in the world. And I'm looking in the camera. Are you guys looking at me? You need to call us and let us know at 404-355-8699 here in Atlanta and 866-923-2860 that you see us and you want these tickets.
Yeah, man.
We want to hear from you. All right. So before we went on our break, YG, we were talking about this trend of the young people getting out there, striking out on their own. Cut your hair, get a job. They're cutting their hair and putting their business suits on and going telling these banks, look, I'm finna do this.
Some of them ain't even cutting their hair. They're growing their hair, got the tattoos, like, look here, this is me, this is my business, and this I'm finna run this thing.
That is absolutely true. And we had a very interesting Nyghtstorm letter. And it was very simple. She didn't have much to say.
No, she didn't.
In fact, it went, hey, Nyghtstorms, the days of the first thought being to graduate from college and go to work are over, and colleges are starting to get it. And check this out. So when I clicked on the little link to see what she was talking about, and
this was Serena from Kansas.
That's right, Serena from Kansas. I was just about to say it. Serena, she's out of Kansas, and she basically wanted us to check out a college that's in Kansas,
right?
And it's called McPherson College.
Yeah.
And what McPherson College is doing, once I was reading along, I was like, wow, this is interesting, and this is, a big move because usually colleges are traditional.
Yeah.
We're going to give you your degree so you can go out in the company. We'll get you leads so that you can go out there and find a job with someone. But McPherson College is actually partnering with youth entrepreneurs. I'm just going to read a little bit here. It says, as a premier college in Kansas with entrepreneurship education, working with Wichita-based youth entrepreneurs makes sense. This week, McPherson College and youth entrepreneurs announced an official partnership with the goal of building a bridge for entrepreneur high school students.
Wow.
With a higher education program that meets their unique needs. It says, and I quote, "Our goal is to provide a clear path for YE students," and YE standing for youth entrepreneurs, "to a college such as McPherson College, which supports their entrepreneurial mindset." And this was said by Michael Snyder, who is the president of McPherson College. He goes on to say, whether they want to continue the business ideas they started in YE or they just want education rooted in entrepreneur principles, we are offering a place for them to connect. So, McPherson College launched its campus-wide entrepreneur initiative 4 years ago. It includes a cross-curriculum minor, micro grants to support innovative student ideas, and courses and programs that integrate the entrepreneurial mindset into a liberal arts curriculum.
Wow, that is good stuff.
It is. Entrepreneurship at McPherson College includes all areas of studies. Students are starting ventures and developing skills that help them stand out as they start their careers. McPherson College has been working informally with YE since it started its entrepreneur program in 2010. YE offers specialized curriculum to high school students in Kansas and Missouri to provide education on starting a business, application of knowledge to think more like business owners, and encouragement to attend college.
Now, you know something. Now, that right there is a strong encouragement to attend college because, like you said, most traditional colleges go with the status quo that, look at us, I'm this particular university. Yes, you want to go to me because I can help you get that good job. But these folks at McPherson are saying, look here, the reason why most people are saying for you to go to college is for you to make money, for you to become a success. Here, our curriculum is about you. It's not about us being so staunch up in our old ways. It's about you bringing your fresh ideas, and we are going to help you empower those ideas and send you out there where you can do the things you need to do for yourself, which not only benefits you, but it benefits the community. So I like that kind of thing. And I'm going to say this, because we have noticed that, you know, young men are leading the charge of these startup business programs, okay? But however, the figures show, and I'm going to make sure I got this correct, that 74% of these new firms are definitely run by men, but 26% of these startup businesces are founded by women. Am I right, my queen?
Yeah, you are.
I want to make sure my
right.
statistics was right.
You got it right. And that is coming from that article that I read, earlier in the show from Britain, from Miss Rebecca, that she was telling about the startups that was going on. But those statistics are absolutely amazing. And the fact that we're getting out and doing it. But the thing is, the women are just at 26%. And I know. In Atlanta, okay, looking at Atlanta, you wouldn't think that because every major place you look, there are women in office and running things. But that's not the case all over the world. So we need to, get our ladies to.
Atlanta is a microcosm into itself.
Yeah, that's
but
true.
The numbers worldwide are very, very different. Now, it's refreshing.
It is.
That we know about this stuff. But it is always good when we have other experts that we can bring on that know about this. Am I right, my queen?
That's right.
So, back to my British accent that Jared loves, that you love. Jared, if you can cue that music, please, so we can introduce our guest properly. Ha, 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 ha! Yeah! Nyghtstorm Nation, our guest is here. Take it away, my queen. Go!
She is a fourth generation entrepreneur since the age of 18. See, this is what I'm talking about, ladies and gentlemen. She has developed Women Global Entrepreneur Competition, known as WGEC, and Technology Innovation Green Renewable Energy, TIGRE. And she did this over 20 years ago.
Now, in 2012, she launched the WGEC Gala in Connecticut for women all over the world to further provide a work for women entrepreneurs through WGEC and TIGRE for the future generations of entrepreneurs. So, ladies and gentlemen of Nyghtstorm Nation, please help me welcome to Nyghtstorm Radio, the awesome, the incredible Mrs. Metashar Bankhead Dillon. Yeah!
welcome, welcome, welcome.
Welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
How you doing, Metashar?
I'm doing fine. Thank you for that awesome introduction and that awesome welcome to you and your queen.
Well, look, we so enjoy having people like you on the show that we have to lay out the red carpet.
I'm telling you, that was definitely a red carpet introduction, and I'm like, wow. I'm like, it's not a whole lot I have to say after that.
Well, we do a fair amount of research on the guests that we have on this show, ma'am, and trust me, after researching you and all the wonderful work you have done to help folks, you deserve that. So now let's get into this, okay? Now, I want you to briefly tell us about yourself and the Women's Global Entrepreneurs Competition and the World Tour, the Kingdom International Economic Development Corporation, and why should women join this movement? Because you got a lot going on, sister.
Mm-hmm. Well, one of the reasons why this was developed is because the Lord put it on my heart. Mm-hmm. Because I started so young, mm-hmm. As a child, and basically you laid the foundation and said, well, you know, why is this not happening to our culture at an early age? And basically because we're taught to go to college, get an education, and go get a job. Mm-hmm. And so basically, you know, you do that, and then people that have gone to college and have PhDs and have, you know, doctrines in different areas and different entities found out that in this time that's been going across the globe, they couldn't find a job. Mm-hmm. So they were forced to think entrepreneurs, entrepreneurship. They were forced to be risk takers because, in other words, the deck was not stacked in a dimension, too, that the decision makers were hiring a lot of different people. So if you were not in the place and if you were not one of the stakeholders to be able to push the button and cause the masses of people that found themselves in a situation where they could not get a job and had skills. Mm-hmm. So therefore, there was a shortage. So, you know, in Good Success, and Visions and Legacies That Last, the book that I'm going a little bit before myself, but basically you got into the crux of it. Good Success, Visions and Legacies That Last. So it was all developed out of a place of need, saying, okay, you're going to get to a place that, okay, what is your next step? Or what is it that you want to do in the earth that's going to count? Mm-hmm. In other words, after you get a job, what happens after that? In other words, after even you die, how are you to echo in the earth and doing something that's going to help people and help to affect the generation? So at the end of the day, I was a young person coming up and basically inherited a business and didn't know anything about entrepreneurship. And the only reason why I knew about entrepreneurship is because I had firsthand experience because coming from the background of entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. And so I looked around into my climates and from the culture that I come from, it wasn't a whole lot of, you know, African-American, not only people, but women that own their own business. We were always taught and trained to get a job and, go to college, get your education, and then go get a job. Mm-hmm. And then, so now there is a skill push where a lot of people and different people walks of life find themselves they couldn't really get a job anymore. Wow. So at the end of the day, mm-hmm. because you didn't come from the climate, because you didn't come from that atmosphere, you weren't taught to own your own business. So we never thought about working and then having enough just for us. So it was a generational cycle. You work, you have enough, you lay it up, and then you retire. And so it's a vicious cycle that's been going through different communities, whether it be the kingdom, whether it be the African American community, or just people over the masses. We've been taught to be in a certain category, and that's it. Where, like you said, Microsoft, okay, like you said, Google, mm-hmm. they birthed out of a garage. Mm-hmm. So you got people. I have a 5-year-old little boy already into entrepreneurship. So in other words, we have to change the climate. We have to change the atmosphere think, because even the scripture says that he's given us power to create wealth. But if we're not taught, we've always taught to be subservient. We're not taught to be creators all the way from the pulpit back. So we talk about marketplace. We're talking about why don't we have enough? Why don't we have enough to turn something on? Where's the wealth accumulation? So, in the nonprofit world, you can't really, teach and instruct on wealth accumulation. So therefore, that's how WGEC was birthed out, because WGEC is, we can teach entrepreneurship. We can teach about wealth accumulation, and we can be a resource to be able to provide. And so that's how that foundation was built, so that we can be that, because we can train and we can do other stuff, but it can't focus towards wealth accumulation on a non-for-profit side. So it has to be a for-profit side. So therefore, we was like, okay. So WGEC was birthed out of, from everything that we've gone back through since 1989 when we started our foundation, and WGEC was birthed out of, okay, now we've given education scholarships. A lot of our girls that went through our programs, they're lawyers, they're doctors, they're judges, they're businesswomen, they're nurses, they're teachers, they're mothers. They have a whole lot of different areas that they're in. But I said the last thing that I want to do, I don't want to just live just to be living, but I want to live to make a change. And I've gone through different entrepreneur programs. You go through these programs, and then you're eligible to get this amount of money. And then guess what? If we're not taught the whole focal thing, we don't get anything.
Wait a minute.
So I said I want to be that.
Wait a minute.
I want to be that.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold on now, sister, because you just said something that is profound, okay? And you've been dropping some serious mind nuggets, okay? And I want to make sure we slow down so folks can digest this. Now, I do remember us being in class, and some of us was taught economics in high school, but we were never taught entrepreneurship.
Never.
And
I was sitting here thinking the same thing, that this should have been something implemented as early as elementary school to start getting your mind right, and advanced on as we go through the school system. But go ahead, YG.
Yeah, and creating the mindset of entrepreneurship, of pretty much of self-dependence, and you also hearkened on even with the religious aspect that even in church, we were taught, we have to be a certain way. But, and there's the big but, you can buck the trend, because even Christ bucked the trend, okay, with his own philosophy and thought of who God the Father really was, and everybody got mad at it because it was different. But it was so revolutionary that it still has survived for over 2,000 years later. And if you can use the same type of philosophy to buck the trend, become a revolutionary, and do something that's actually going to matter long after we take our own celestial dirt. Now, is that what you're saying, Metashar?
Listen, my brother, that is exactly what I'm saying.
Because I know Toby had a question for you, but I had to ask that, and we're coming up against a hard break. Go ahead, Toby. That's what's up.
And that's why the global competition for women, offering a grand prize of $1 million for the winner, in competition to fund a global, a ready idea for the marketplace in the areas of either technology, innovation, or green renewable energy. In other words, we're training women. And we chose women for a reason. We did our study, and the study is that there are more women that are entrepreneurs all over the world than anyone. So, in other words, we're looking for solutions to solve a problem. So, a good idea is an idea that solves the problem. So, this is a good idea that's going to solve the problem. This is a global problem. And so, therefore, we have to be that, which is filling a need, and then filling a need to solve that problem. So we're filling a need by opening up. And we also do have a GY version of this. It's generational, and that's generational youth. So, in other words, we're taking them as early as 8 years old, all the way up to, the legal age limit by parents' consent, and we're having a camp. And then we're giving out money for young people.
Well, we're gonna now right there, right there. We're going to take this break, and when we come back from this break, Metashar, we're going to find out more about what you just said, because I know they want to hear about it. Come back and join us, Nightstorm Nation. We got some good for you today on getting it going on your own, right here on Love 860 AM, Nightstorm Radio. We'll be right back.
To all event planners, are you worried that your next corporate get-together is going to be boring?
Then invite the Nyghtstorms to speak at your next event and electrify your organization as we break down how to grow your business, fix broken relationships, and conquer life challenges.
So make your next event epic. Invite me and the Queen to rock the house with inspirational techniques designed to empower individuals and maximize their true potential.
And thanks for listening to Nyghtstorm Radio on Love 860 AM WAEC, Atlanta's inspirational station.
We are you.
This is Toby George Nightstorm, a.k.a. Lady Nightstorm, and I'm known as the woman not afraid to tell the truth about how things really are. And the truth I have to say to you is you should listen to Nyghtstorm Radio every Thursday from 11 to noon. And you should also like us on Facebook at Nyghtstorm Radio. Follow us on Twitter at Nyghtstorm Radio. And join the Nyghtstorm Nation mailing list on Nyghtstorm.com. That's NYGHTSTORM.com. Nyghtstorm Radio on Love 860 AM WAEC, Atlanta's inspirational talk radio station. We are you.
This is YG Nightstorm. And why should you listen to Nyghtstorm Radio? Because we relate to you or someone you know with topics taken directly from our lives. Every time you tune in, you'll hear a discussion about real subjects that affect real life. Why? Because me and the Queen have been there. So join us right here every Thursday morning from 11 to noon on Love 860 AM WAEC, Atlanta's inspirational talk radio station. Nyghtstorm Radio. We are you.
Hello, Nyghtstorm Nation. This is Toby George Nightstorm, a.k.a. Lady Nightstorm, and I have a question for you. How much are you spending each day on lunch? $6, $7, $10 even? Do you know that for less than what you spend each week on lunch, you can advertise your business or service right here doing the show on Nyghtstorm Radio? Why don't you inbox us on Facebook, send us a message on Twitter, or drop us a line at Nyghtstorm.com. Let us show you how you can get your business or service out in front of the people. Now back to the show.
Welcome back to Nyghtstorm Radio. We are speaking with the incredible Mrs. Metashar Bankhead Dillon, the founder of Women Global Entrepreneur Competition and Kingdom International Economic Development Corporation. And if you would like to call in and be a part of the conversation, you can reach us at 443-55-8699 in the ATL and 1-866-923-2860 anywhere else. But while we were on break, we received a letter, and we're going to hit that letter in a second. And trust me, I see your Twitter message, young man. I see it. But the Queen got to ask Metashar one thing first, and then we're going to get to your letter, sir.
Because while we were getting ready to go into that break, and Metashar, you was all fired up. We were talking about the YG program and all this stuff, the gap, the youth gap. Yes, not you.
The YG program.
No, not you.
Yeah, she hooked up a program just for me.
I know, he turned around and looked at me like, what? It's a YG program? No, darling, calm down.
Okay.
Okay. You were talking about the fact that you started with kids as young as 8 years old. Now, how much is the cost, the investment to be a part of the WGEC IEDC competition, and what does the registration cover, and what's all involved in this, Metashar?
Mm-hmm. Well, for the women competition, the registration is $100, and we're touring. We just came off of a tour out of Springfield, and we'll be going from January on. We'll start in California. We're going to be making a stop in Atlanta, ATL.
All right.
We're going to India. We're going to Jordan. We already got a letter from the country, Jordan. So, I mean, you go to our website at www.WGET4, and then you can find out, our next stop. We're going to Texas. We're going somewhere everywhere. So we've already started, and we have women, and I mean, we even have doctors that's coming in with ideas that will blow your mind. We got women that have already signed up for the competition that is going to change the landscape of the world. Wow. I'm talking about they have ideas that's just been waiting. And every last one of our contestants, we have a panel of people, professionals that are CFOs, that are high-level Cs, people from Google, people from everywhere in every capacity, helping these women develop, helping these women prepare to get ready for this competition that's going to be held in Dubai, in the United Arab Emirates in September of 2015. So that's a $100 registration. And then if you want more information on the 3-week camp for the youth, you can go to the website and and send in a request, and we'll get you more information on that because that's being developed right now. So we're doing a GY camp for youth, which is going to be next summer, and it's going to be in Catskills, New York, and it's going to be 3 weeks. And we're trying to get companies to give scholarships for the kids, where the parents, all they have to do is consent. So we're going to have everybody going to be vetted. So the kids are going to be coming out, and then we're going to actually launch kids into entrepreneurship, fund them, and launch them at the same time, and get them scholarships that are interested in becoming entrepreneurs at a young age. Because who made the rule that you can't start until you get old to be an entrepreneur?
I know. Exactly. That's just like YG. He met a very good contact because his kids was outside with the old school stuff that we don't do anymore. The lemonade stand. That's entrepreneur, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't want to make lemonade, you can get some Kool-Aid. It's quicker. Dump it in some water and get them some cups and put them out on the corner.
Man, you know something, and that was and the way how they got me is that I was driving around in the neighborhood, and they actually just stood in front of my car and said, "Look here, we got the best lemonade you ever gonna drink. Why don't you get a cup, and then you can be on your way?" I drank that cup of lemonade, turned around, bought 2 more cups, and said, "Introduce me to your parents because you guys are incredible entrepreneurs." And ma'am, I want to tell you this because we got a person who has just been sending us pop-up letters like crazy.
These are Twitter messages.
These are Twitter messages, and he desperately want to talk to you. And he says, "Are you ready for this, Matash?"
Yes.
Okay. He says, "I am 14 years old, and I am feeling everything that Mrs. Dillon is saying about empowering women."
First of all, he's 14. Why he ain't in school?
Well, it might be lunchtime. Who knows? But
he homesick. Hey, if you're homesick and you're listening to Nyghtstorm Radio, don't forget you can pop up and see us waving at you. Hi.
Oh, my goodness.
But I'm just saying.
Okay, well, all right. Well, we don't know the circumstances of how he able to do this, but let me finish it. He said, "But I am a young man, and is there any advice you can give me to become a powerful entrepreneur to help heal the world in a school environment that tells me I can't?"
Okay.
Wow.
I love that. That is so powerful because the first thing for you to start a revolution, young man, for entrepreneurs, for all of the naysayers that say you can't, first of all, take "I can't" out of your equation and let them know that, matter of fact, you can start a T-shirt line right now and say, when they say "I can't," say "I do." Now, you just started your own business right there. In other words, you just branded. You branded your own entrepreneur right there. So you go ahead, hashtag "I can't" is not a word. But when you say "I can't," I will. Now you can start your own entrepreneur line right on that and tell everybody, because I deal with a lot of young women that a lot of even professionals have told them they can't until they ran into our organization, and everything that somebody said they couldn't do, we tell them, write the story and make sure you make them the guest of your book. Write it said you can't. I'm telling you, I have people that are doctors right now that we've mentored and given scholarships and got into Yale, and teachers told them you can't. So in other words, we've always taken the "I can't," and if you go get my book called Good Success and Business and Legacies, that last, and the other one is the power of vision and a reflection of your future? No, you start telling yourself when you look in the mirror, when you say I can't, every time you say I can't, you fuel me and give me energy, and I'm going to show you better than I can tell you. I'm not going to talk. I'm going to show you, and you can start your own line now. And guess what? Even if you don't have a penny, guess what? You can still start your business, because you can start it on social media where it doesn't cost you anything, and you can start branding yourself to say, we are the revolution for the people that say we can't, we the I will. And you can start that right now, and it won't cost you anything. So I tell people, stop using excuses, because guess what? No more excuses. And so we've always conditioned ourselves to start telling, whenever you say with your mouth, you become that. So a man think, and so is he. So if you continue to let people say you can't, then you won't. So if you start switching it and changing it, saying, when you say I can't, every time I will. So you have to start changing and start getting the atmosphere and setting the climate for your own self, and taking the power of people directing you and saying you can't do anything.
Metasha,
so we rose up.
Metasha,
I think Ms. Dillon just read them up, down, left, right.
They can kick, all these naysayers can kick rocks after that, because it is on fire. That is some igniting, because we talking about these Facebook challenges where these kids want to burn themselves aflame. How about you set yourself aflame in entrepreneurship, and then you challenge that? Exactly. And you go get it, because Metasha just broke it down. Now, my queen, you got anything to say?
I just want to ask her, when will the competition be held, and how are your finalists chosen?
Say that again, I'm sorry.
When will the competition be held, and how are your finalists chosen?
Well, our finalists are going to be chosen by high-level judges that's going to be picked from a high-level team that nobody's going to know about, but they're going to be picked, and there's different levels. So it's going to be a 3-day conference. So it's not only a competition, it's going to be a 3-day impactful conference for women all over the world that's going to be speaking and empowering. But even as we go into different cities and different countries, the whole volume of the movement is going to accelerate. We started low, but we get ready to turn it up and tune it up to a whole other dimension. We have some things that's coming on the calendar. We got some other celebrity that's on board to say, we like your mission. We get ready to help. We got some things coming up here, even in November. We got a golf tournament coming up in Las Vegas, Celebrity Men's Embracing Women in Entrepreneurship. We got a world concert that's coming up. We got a whole lot of things coming up. So September 2015, if you follow us on Twitter, follow us on LinkedIn, follow us on Facebook, that's WGET4. That's Women Global Entrepreneur Competition, $1 million competition. Let's say that. And let me say, $1 million is a grand prize. We're giving out over $1 million. The $1 million is a grand prize. So you get all the rules, the regulation, all of the information you need is on our website. You can reach out to me, send me hit me on Twitter, hit me on, that's Metashar Dillon. You can hit me on Twitter, Pinterest. You can hit me on LinkedIn, and I'll reach out to you, especially young people, because let me tell you something. Sometimes you got to target the young people, because it's hard to retrain people that are set in their old situation. But I'm going to tell you something. It takes one sickness. It takes one bad thing to help to happen to you, and everything you work for is over. So what is it that you have to leave behind, like the Rockefellers? What do you have to leave behind, like the Bill Gates? What do you have? Because one sickness has come in and wipe out all of your savings and everything you work hard and everything that the world has told you how to prepare yourself with the white little picket fence. But that is not a truth. Ask some people that have already gone through that. And guess what? You can still have so much wealth that you have one illness, and guess what? You'll still be gone from here, and you still haven't really done anything. Ooh. The only thing you've actually done was you've done for your poor and no more. So this movement, like the young man said, is to help change, and that's our mission statement. Our mission statement is that this competition is set on a scale where you're not only going to bring change to yourself, but you're bringing change to a world. Okay, you know now, in other words, people are going to benefit. More people are going to benefit from it more than just yourself.
Wow. Okay. Can you feel the energy?
I can feel the energy.
Okay. All right. Now, I want to say this because we have talked about a lot of deep stuff. And Metashar has hit a lot of things on the head so eloquently. But there's another word that we have been missing that kind of crank all this up. And that's the word. Go ahead, hit it, Jared. Love. Okay. And we have hit the love segment of our show where the Nyghtstorm Nation gets to send out love shout outs to the people they actually care about. And the things that Metashar has been saying has been profound. So, sweetheart, is there anything that the Nyghtstorm Nation got to say? Because this is good stuff.
Well, we didn't really get that many Nyghtstorm love shout outs this week. So what we're going to do, we're going to recognize people that help to empower our juniors and to achieve entrepreneurship. And we want to send a special love shout out to Junior Achievement, which is a volunteer derived K through 12 program that fosters work readiness, entrepreneurship, and financial literacy skills. And they use experimental learning to inspire students to dream big and reach their potential.
Also to Social Venture Network, whose mission is to support and empower diverse, innovative leaders who leverage business to serve the greater good.
And I know you got somebody you want to send a love shout out to.
Real quick, because we're running out of time.
Okay, real quick, I want to send a shout out to my sister, Dr. Betty Dillon there in Atlanta, my brother, Dr. Tracy Dillon there in Atlanta, and my girlfriend who is a CFO and who's teaching women about and young people about finances and wealth. And her name is Chandra Winford. They're in the ATL.
Yeah, man.
All right. And on that note, we want to say thank you, Nyghtstorm Nation listeners. And if you want to send us your love and send it to a special someone, send it to Nyghtstorm Radio on Facebook, Nyghtstorm Radio on Twitter, Nyghtstorm.com. And we will make sure that they know that you're thinking about them. Also, send your letters to the Nyghtstorms at Nyghtstorm.com. We want to thank Serena for sending us that article about that college out in Kansas. And Ms. Metashar Bankhead Dillon. Yes. I just have to separate you from everyone else. You have been a phenomenal guest here on Nyghtstorm Radio. And Nyghtstorm Nation, follow her website links and go get in touch with her and get in this competition because they're on a movement for some change in America.
It's time to ignite the future.
All over the world.
It's time to ignite the future. So,
all right.
I will say this. Love you, baby.
I love you too.
And you guys at Nyghtstorm Nation, have a great week. Go change some lives starting today. God bless you.
Bye. I'm waving to you on the camera.
Peace.
Bye. Have a great week.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
It was our pleasure.
Inspiration for the now generation. Follow Love 860 on Facebook and Twitter. Talk that matters to you. This is Atlanta's all-new inspirational talk radio. Love 860, WAEC.
Hey, this is Cool, host of Love 860 AM's new Friday night show, Beat Lounge Radio. Come hang out in the Beat Lounge every Friday night from 9 to 10 p.m. Make sure you follow Beat Lounge Radio on Twitter at Radio Beat Lounge. Every Friday night from 9 to 10 p.m. Listen in on your mobile device with iHeartRadio. Tune in to Beat Lounge Radio. Real news, real opinions, real life. Beat Lounge Radio. Love 860 AM.